That was Peter braying, as well as Reilly. And I don't know why Reilly's got his eyes set on Annabelle, so I guess he's telling Peter to back off. They have a language all their own. We don't understand it at all. All donkeys make virtually the same sound. It's called a bray. And some of them kind of pause in the middle. Some, instead of hee-hawing, are ha-heeing. But whatever they're saying seems to get whatever with the communication across to the other guy. Okay, the baby here is Oliver, and he's 4 months old. And he was a complete surprise when August morning, Sally, his mother, had been bought at an auction a month ago. Friends of mine had gone to the auction with my horse trailer to get some farm machinery and came home with a donkey. She's 8 years old. She'd never had her hooves trimmed. It was an absolute mess, just a disaster. I don't know how she could even walk, but they manage. They're just amazing animals. They're very resilient. They're very low maintenance. They adapt to any situation. They can live on air, and that's why in the third world they're used so much. They're abused, and then they still keep walking. They still take grandma out for shopping. So it's just they're a very amazing animal. They're very stoic, and unfortunately they don't show pain, and this is also another cause for abuse. A horse, if he's whacked, will back off. These animals will stand there. I think that they're thought as stupid and stubborn, and I hate the cartoon characters of these animals because they're always showing long teeth and really stupid faces. The thing is that they're so stoic. They'll stand there and they'll take anything, and they're not stubborn in that they're cautious. They're not going to cross the white line on the road if they think that white line's going to damage their owner or damage the goods that they're carrying. And that way, they're beaten to cross that white line, and they won't do it because they themselves think that that's going to be a dangerous situation. The same with going into a horse trailer. They don't like to go into confined spaces. They don't want to go into this metal tube. But yet, like Simon with the broken tail, his tail was broken because it was wrenched so hard to try and get him into a trailer. So I don't know why they have the stereotype of being stupid, because they are definitely not stupid. In Europe, up in the mountains, the farmers will put their eggs and cheese on the donkey's back, and in the pannier on the donkey. The donkey will go down to the farmer's market, stand there for the day. People will buy the eggs and cheese off the donkey. Then the donkey turns around and goes back up the mountain. And the farmer doesn't even have to go down to the market. They're just an amazing animal. Every day, this is just totally amazing out here. Donkeys are used in North America primarily for livestock protection. They'll protect the livestock against anything canine. They hate anything canine. So wild dogs, coyotes, foxes, they will run down and kill. They'll pick them up by the rump or the neck and shake them to death. I've actually seen Primrose in action, my boss donkey. I've had her for 17 years. And I saw her in action one day, and it's scary. It is really, really scary. But that is their thing here in North America. South America, they're used for carrying people or goods, or, they're a burden animal. And the third world, they're used for absolutely everything. In the third world, a farmer would be very proud to have a donkey on his farm, and then he'll rent the donkey out at night for the neighbor to use at night. Then the donkey comes back in the day. Like, when does the donkey sleep and eat? We don't know, but we know that donkeys do double duty. The donkeys came up with the Spanish conquistadors to South America, and they made their way up through North America. Right now, you can see Russell the mule. The mules are used a lot in the States right now, and they were used in history as animals that will pull the wagon trains and do a lot of heavy work because they're half horse and half donkey. Out west, they were used for logging. They're used as for heavy work. They're very sure-footed. They're a very, very strong animal. They can carry a third more their weight on their backs. So if a donkey weighs 300 pounds, then he can carry, 400, 500 pounds on his back. So that's why people can ride them, because they have that ability to carry a heavy load. In areas that they could not get a motorized vehicle in, they will use a donkey because they're narrow and they're very sure-footed. Donkeys have what they call a pressure push, and they're used in the mountains for carrying people and goods. If you pull on a donkey, they'll pull backwards. They'll automatically pull backwards. If you lean on a donkey, they'll automatically lean against you. So if they lean against the side of the mountain, they'll be leaning on the side of the mountain and staying on the side. I'm not the only sanctuary in Canada. There is a sanctuary in Guelph. Right now, they're under major renovations, so they're not really accepting any donkeys right now. But I am a sanctuary. I'm limited space here, but as I say, there's always room for one more. There are, as far as I know, it's just the two of us as registered sanctuaries in Canada. There are other people out there that rescue horses and donkeys, but they're not a registered charity or not-for-profit. We've passed, 7 students so far that have done their 40 hours, and one student has gone on to Guelph University to be a large animal vet. I'm very proud of her. The kids that come here have got a great interest in the animals. They learn that, to touch an animal gently. They learn about cleaning out after them. And they basically learn the wonderfulness of the donkey. I've got 25 volunteers. I have very dedicated people that come. They come at different days of the week. So I've got, say, 2 people come on Monday, 1 person comes Tuesday, that kind of thing. But they all come, and they all have their favorite donkey, and I can call any one of them in the middle of the night if I have a problem, and they'd be out here in no time. No, they've never been shod, these guys anyways, and they have their hooves trimmed every 10 to 12 weeks, which is a big thing here, because when I do get animals from the auction or from people who have neglected them, it's always hoof care. The hooves are always a slipper foot. They're turned up, they're turned under. They walk on their heels, and so when we have the hooves trimmed, they have to learn again to walk on their toes, and this pulls their muscles and their, so it's their tendons, and it's very painful. Yes, we have, on Sunday, December the 18th, we have caroling with the donkeys from 1 to 4, and we just stand around, and somebody will start a carol, and we'll all stand around and sing carol. There could be a donkey there. Usually Russell joins in. He joined in Silent Night last year. It's really a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. We provide the caroling sheets and cookies and something hot to drink, and it's nice. This will be our 4th annual, and we have repeat people that come every year. Yes, very often. Very often we do get a little additional voice. Yes, and it's wonderful. It is just wonderful. Yes. Well, we have Shadow the goat. And she was bottle fed and raised in a house, and so she really doesn't think she's a goat. We don't quite know what she thinks she is, but I don't think she's quite the goat that everybody would know of. She is very affectionate, aren't you, Shadow? And this the sheep is Christina Rose, and she was bought at an auction. We paid for her by the pound off the back of a meat truck. She's Shadow's buddy. The two of them are together, and they play a lot. By the way, this donkey here with the pink halter is Lucy, and she's 43. This fellow, this is Molly. Sorry, this is Molly. She's 10 years old, and she came from a sheep farm. She had no shelter last year, so when we got her in the spring, her winter coat was really, really thick. We had to do a couple of haircuts on her. And then here we have Reilly. Reilly came from the auction at Horde Station, and you can't touch him. He's very, very cautious of people. Hey, dude.
He was probably a victim of abuse.
Yes. He's only 5 years old. And we're working on him. He's starting to come around very, very slowly. He's starting to come around. But it's their idea to come to you. If you go to them, then, they're automatically just going to back right off. So he has to come to you. So he's getting better. He's getting better. Their diet is a good grass hay. No alfalfa, no extra goodies in it, because high-protein food does damage to their hooves. So that's why I say that they're a very low-maintenance animal, because all they just need is a good grass hay. Some people in the winter will just feed them straw. Straw has no nutrition to it, but it's a bulk food. It fills them up, but there's no nutrition to it. The zebra markings are typical. The markings on their back and down the sides is called the shadow of the cross. It's a gift from the Lord. And when Jesus rode the donkey into Jerusalem, the donkey offered to carry cross for Christ, but he was pushed away. So he waited till everybody had left. He laid at the bottom of the cross to say his goodbyes. And as he got up to leave, that's the shadow of the cross. All donkeys have them. Some you see, some you don't, but all donkeys do have them. So down here also, we've got some pot-bellied pigs. Unfortunately, they're in bed, so we won't disturb them. But I'll introduce you to Abigail. Abigail was a lady's pet. Now these are pigs that you see them all cute and snuffly on TV, and then they grow up to be big girls. Abigail, Abby. She is very much a pet. I let her out with the school kids. You can touch her. You can rub her all over. It's a Vietnamese pot-bellied pig. And it was a pet. And then the lady had medical problems, and so she asked me to take her. And she's just lovely. The hair is very, yes, it's thick and it's bristly. Wow. She's a pot-bellied pig. Abigail is 10. And they live to be 15. Yes, and she loves feet. So she likes toes. She likes the flip-flops and toe rings. Oh my goodness, bling is extra. That's wonderful. She has, yes, in the winter we keep them very warm. She has her house. We insulate the back of it. She's got the blanket over the top. She'll have a blanket in there. And on the really cold weeks, we will encase this area in plastic. And you can see she has her own little door to go outside. Well, I would really like the sanctuary to continue. So as long as I'm alive, it will continue. I really hope that we do become large enough that I will be able to buy some more land and expand. There's so many animals out there that do need help. I have never turned any of them away, but there may come a time where I'm going to have to. Right now, sitting at 24 donkeys and 4 mules, we're pretty tight in room. But, you never know what's down the road, So far, I've been looked after by the donkey spirit, so, 25 years down the road, I'll still be alive and I'll still be here. Mind you, I think I'll be a little bit crowded. Right now, no, I'm here by myself. My husband has moved on, and my boys are not really interested in continuing this. So I have very dedicated volunteers, and volunteers that I consider as family. And if anything happens to me, they can just step right in. They know the feeding programs. They know my philosophy on these animals, and they will look after them to the best of their ability. To select the right volunteer, it's a feeling that I get in myself as to whether they're a person that would benefit the sanctuary. I watch their interaction with the donkeys. They're wanting to be with the donkeys. They're wanting to help me on a daily basis if necessary. Most of my volunteers are ladies. We're all grandmothers. So these are ladies that I can count on that can come out through the day. We also have an adoption program, and I have so far adopted out 23 donkeys, and I've never had to take one back. However, whoever adopts out a donkey, I go to their farm and I see their farm, so I know where the donkey's going, and look at their hay and their water, especially water for winter so that it doesn't freeze. And then they sign a contract saying if they can't look after the donkey, he comes back to me. Or if I feel the donkey's not being looked after, he comes back to me. I've never, ever had to bring back a donkey. All my homes are absolutely spectacular. We're like a little family unto ourselves. And there are some that there are homes that I don't even go visit the donkey for years because I know that they are being so well looked after. Now, Willie, Freddie, and Jack came back to me from a gentleman who had had them for 3 years, and he sold his farm. So that's the idea, that if you sell the farm, the people don't want the donkeys come back to me because they will always remain in my name.